Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. Another OpenTTD tournament has come to a close, and with that, another summary video, yeah? This one's kind of interesting. I'm going to break it down. Not too different, but different for our community. We haven't done one of these before. This was a team tournament. So this is the 2025 Teams Tournament. That's what it was called. And the way in which this was is I asked who's interested in a Teams Tournament. We got a list of everyone who was interested. We broke it down by teams. We had two team captains, Cyberpsycho and Guild Games were the two captains. So the choices went like this. Cyberpsycho got to draw first. They flipped a coin. I forgot how we chose. But Cyberpsycho chose JohnMegacycle. Guild Games chose Bo Gus. Cyberpsycho chose Scarfester. Guild Games chose Cinder Elm Creek. And that was how that went down. The dude, who's normally a contender for these tournaments, said they might not be able to finish. They might not be able to participate. So the way it really worked was they were like, maybe not. They actually joined in last minute and played as their own team. Now, if you've seen any of these videos before, there should be literally no surprise. But we'll go through. The way in which this was divided out was Team Cyberpsycho will go first. So we'll see Cyberpsycho, JohnMegacycle, Scarfester. Team Guild Games will go next. We'll see Guild Games, Bo Gus, Cinder Elm Creek, and then the dude. So this was a three-team fight, so to speak. The objective of this was very simple, company value. So we broke this down by company value per player, company value per team, and the team won. So that's how that works. Real simple. We did an Alpine-ish map with not a lot of cities, I think was how that all went down. So tournament's already over. Everything's already changed, so if you're going to copy the passwords, oh no. But anyway, Psychotic Transport for Cyberpsycho. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they got going on here, shall we? Music's a little loud. Why is it always so loud? Yeah. Okay, you turn it down, pal. You turn it down, pal. Psychotic Transport, here is their stuff in the details. I'll jot them down for... actually, let's make one thing clear. In version 14.x, the devs changed how the game is saved. So, if you see in the bottom left, it says December 8th, 1999. The way it worked in 13.x, which is what we were playing for a very long time, it saved every month. It was perfect. It worked great for our tournaments. It was flawless. It worked great. But they changed it, so now it's like 5 or 10 real-life minutes. So the real-life minutes might not equate to the end of a month. So what I did was I joined a server, I let it play out until the end of the year, and then that's the time I took, or the money I took. So it says here for Cyberpsycho 187.5, their real number is 189.9. And I'll have all those details later, but the numbers I have for the finale are weird based on the time. So just one thing to note, that's something that's different. So when I do the summary, I'll use my numbers, which are run to the end of the year. They're going to be different from what you're going to see on the screen. So that's why, right? So just to be clear, all I did was I joined, and I did nothing for the rest of the year. Game unpauses because number of players is greater than 0. And I do nothing. I just let it sit. We get the readout, and that's the whole thing. So I don't touch any errors. I don't do anything. That's kind of how this worked out, how we got the final total. So I used that total for the finale. And so, like I said, the numbers I have are going to be different from what's on the screen, and that's why. So we're going to roll through Cyberpsycho, and we'll just hit it to the end, and then that'll be that. But then you'll know exactly how I did it for everybody else. And there we go. So I touched nothing. My number I wrote down for what their final total was 189,948,216. So the game thinks now it's 189,951,304. Maybe a vehicle delayed slightly or whatever. We're talking a couple of $1,000. I don't super care. But anyway, there's Cyberpsycho's run. So we're going to go ahead and go through all the stuff that we normally go through. A bit of a map look around, right? You can take a look at Cyberpsycho's infrastructure as a whole up top, 50,000 foot view. Very clean lines, right? This was, and let me show you the topography of this map. This was another hilly, crappy map. I didn't want anything to do with it, but we worked with it. And again, company value was the rule. So however you made the company value, it worked, it worked. So we're seeing a lot of ship activity here. These are ferries. I can't imagine this is pulling a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's a lot moving. And we also saw one here in the north. Yep. A lot of stuff going on, bouncing back and forth around here. What else has Cybercycle got going on? Let's take a gander. One more gander at the main world. I'm going to turn this audio down a little bit. I like the music, but gosh, it is a bit something else. What I'm going to turn on is this. This is the vehicles overlay. And this will tell us where there's been like heavy chunks of congestion. You can learn a lot just looking at a map. And that goes for anything. Like look at a city map. You can kind of get an idea where the old town is, where the new town is, where the downtown is, and you can kind of paint a bit of a mental picture as to how a city developed. So here, there's a lot of activity going on over here. What's going on here? This most likely, this is tons of paper. Okay, so the wood comes in down here. This is the tons of paper. I'm sure of it. Oop, total cargo, tons of paper. Yep, where are you going, son? Where are you going, son? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's bring it all to this paper mill, right? Printing works. And then that's doing... that's taking the actual finished paper. Or no, it's actually bringing in... Yeah, it's taking away the goods. Yeah. So, yep. Fairly short routes because the topography of this map is just annoying. If I had it my way... Keep it flat all the time, but it's cool to see someone dealing with some of these things with the extra long trains too. Yeah. Cybercycle, you can see their signature in the way in which they interface with their train stations. Clearly right there, no problem. Every player has their own kind of signature, and if you take a look at any of these tournaments, just take a look at one player for a while. Take a look at how they do a couple of runs. You'd be like, yup, that's exact. Nope, I know whose this is after a while. This also very indicative. Cybercycle does these pluses that spread out like that. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. Okay, I want to keep this one kind of light as well. We'll give a little bit of a brief pass on the map, see if there's anything else really of interest. The trail routes and everything, train routes and everything make this map really straightforward. It also pushes a lot of people to go on the outside. So you either went on the outside for trains or you went on the outside for boats. And yeah, we see that there too. So, also I could see that Cybercycle has left some markers for themselves. In some of the train stations, they actually said Timothy 9 long, Timothy S 9 long. So little markers for themselves to remind themselves what was what about. Okay, good stuff. Thank you for that, Cybercycle. Anything else here we want to take an eye on? I don't know if there's anything else to note. I keep saying I want to keep these short, and they still like are an hour anyway. So, I don't know what I'm trying to get at. Let's go ahead and go through their stuff. So, let's see. I don't believe they have any aircraft. They do not. For trains, we could see most likely the goods is the sort by... group by shared orders. Yeah, this is definitely goods. Yeah. Oh, paper, and then goods? Oh, whoops. Yeah, I wasn't done with that, mate. That's passengers. Yeah, PAX was a really strong play on this one, for sure. PAX and airports really were probably the biggest play for this one. We'll see how I did a little later, but we're going to call that for Cybercycle. Thank you very much for that. Got them written down. And by see them later, I mean we're going to see me right now. So how about that? Keep this light, keep this quick. JohnMegacycle here. John T. Megacycle Transport. T is not my middle initial, but I like to say it that way. John T. Megacycle. So what I started with was PAX. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. This is my first route, Susan to Michelle, I believe. That sounds about right. Yeah. This was a real simple route. Nothing fancy, but just got it going in. And Kuna was here. Oh, the They were in on the stream when I was streaming, yeah. So Kuna was here. They are all over the place. And I don't even know what games they play, but they just pop in and say, Kuna was here. I'm like, all right. Nice. I tried a couple of goods routes. I tried some... Oh gosh, what is this? Paper to goods. I tried that. That was fairly unsatisfactory. I never got to the volume numbers I wanted. These are farms to goods, and then this was supposed to be one of those routes that goes all the way up and goes across the map and drops off and then picks up and drops off. And to keep this really, really short, the idea is you keep 2 of the factories or 2 of the food processing plants on other sides of the map and a town nearby. So when a train comes from one side of the map, they pick up from Margarita Woods, drop off at Marina, pick up at Stephen Heights. It was the other way around. Sorry, you drop off at Marina, you pick up at Margarita Woods, and you go all the way down. And then as you go all the way down, you come back here, and then you drop off at Melissa North, and you pick up again. This pushes the train to be full 98, 97% of the time, right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep the train full all the time. And that's the idea. It did not pan out at all. Food has a high degradation rate, and it was just kind of frustrating to try to streamline it, so I just ignored it mostly after a point. The other thing that I worked on also was aircraft. Aircraft was pretty profitable, I'd like to think. Yeah, sort by. Couple of million every year just from aircraft. The airport itself requires 600,000 in maintenance. So unless you're serious about aircraft, it can be really, really painful. So if you're going to build aircraft, don't build one aircraft. I sprinkled a couple around just to make sure we could keep the routes hot. That worked out really well for me, I think. So yeah. I don't really have anything else to report. The other thing that I really mussed around with was boats. Boats worked out pretty well for me, I think. It was a consistent form of cash all throughout. So yeah, I just got a bunch of boats here. They go to Natasha, and I have another one over here, a bit more James. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. So I got nothing else really to report for myself. Let's go ahead and show you my titles. I had 213,520,804. That was my total. That's what I've documented. And again, it's the same thing. Like, between you and I don't know why the mods made this change, or the developers made this change. They did. I tried to talk them out and be like, hey, just so you know, this kind of ruins it for tournaments because I got to log into every server. If we have 10 players, I got to log into every server and I got to walk it through to the end of the year. It's not a deal breaker. It's just annoying. And they said, oh, we changed it to time spent. So there you go. So anyway, that's the deal with that. I got nothing else to show for myself. Real quick, right? Real quick. I can talk about me real fast because I know what the heck I did. Scarfester is next. Scarfester with Cybercycle Limited. Oh, I like that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Cybercycle Limited. I like that. That's cool. I like that. Combine both the names for the team. Very, very cool. So, Scarfester, actually show their records first. Keep clicking the wrong button because I'm very good at video games. Scarfester, I have them documented at $132,505,658 dues for company value. Looks like we got some ships, we got some aircraft, we got some trains, and we have a little bit of road vehicle. So let's go ahead and check them out. Yep, I should do that first. Bunch of rail over here. Let's pop up in this thing. Bunch of rail over here. I thought I saw some rail in the south. Little rail here. Yep, PAX. You can see PAX lines right there. I think passenger lines... Yeah, holy crap, Susan. Jibbers. I think passenger lines were really the go-to here. I think that was really the play. Yeah, you can get a lot of trains going. You can work a lot of volume. It works great. This looks like there was a lot of bus lines going on. Yeah, and a bunch of ship lines going on. Really good stuff. I turned it down now. I can't hear anything. There we go. The big man boogie. Cool. I'd like to see where those boats were coming from, or were they just hanging out? Oh, they were just here, like, pretty local. Pretty local. Not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like we got some... Okay, we got some truck action going on. Ooh, what's going on here? The mystery thickens. What's going on here? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Easy, right? Drops off at the power plant. Power plant calls it a day. Power plants require coal. They're one of the industries, maybe the only industry, that produces nothing from a input product, from an input product. It goes in, it's done, it's gone. You burnt the coal. You don't get any benefit from it at all. I was kind of hoping there'd be like, oh, power's provided to the city, and that means 25% more production for all the utilities and all the industries the city owns. Nope, it does nothing. So we got farming coming here. Ooh, are you hauling tons of food? Really? Really? How much money you making on that, son? Profit this year, 165K. I don't know when you got built. 6 years ago. Okay, so you've probably been going back and forth quite a bit. Interesting. I don't think I've seen a lot of other players do food routes like that. That's fascinating. Well done on that. Let's check a couple more congested routes, congested areas. Yeah, there's that. A little bit of bus line, a little bit of truck. A little bit of bus line, a little bit of truck. A little bit of bus line, a little bit of truck. Okay, that's good. Awesome stuff. Yeah, again, just to highlight, this map was the pits. But that was what was wanted, so that's what we did. Nicole over here. Straight up Pax line, is that what I'm seeing? Straight up Pax line, money, money, yeah. It's also monorail, it looks like. I can't figure out for sure. Yeah, monorail. 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 Anyway, that's dope. Well done, Scarfester. Good stuff. I don't know if there's anything else to hide. Oh, yeah, we didn't check up here. Real quick, this is going to be coal to power plant. Coal to power plant is actually a really good route. It pays well. What am I looking for here? There we go. Deliver cargo no, that's not it. Cargo payment rates, that's what I want. So this is really good. Coal actually pays really high. It also degrades the least. So I'm just going to flick this on and off so you can see what I'm talking about. Pays high, degrades least. The biggest problem is you only get paid one way. So if you can figure out a coal route that you can pick up coal, drop off, pick up coal, go a long distance, drop off, pick up right away, go a long distance and bring it back, then you're golden. But it does get a little finicky in how to make that work super great. So, I've got Scarfester. So, Team Cyber Psycho. Let me get it. I got all the numbers here. I just got to find it. Team Cyber Psycho is 535,974,678. So that's Team Cyber Psycho. Guild Games is next. Captain of Team Guild Games. And let's pop open their stuff. Morning Woods Company Unlimited. Let's go ahead and pop them open. Again, the number's wrong here. The number I have for Guild Games is 395,416,914. That's what I got for their final. And here you can see all the pieces and everything. We got some airports, we got some water tiles, we got a bunch of train, and quite a bit of road. Let's see what we can find out with Guild Games. What do they got going on? They got quite a bit going on here. Lots of little routes, it looks like. But again, with a map like this, I can't be bothered to deal with heights. Actually, it looks like Gil can't either. James to Zenadia to Nona, and then from Alan to Susan. So a lot of packs. A lot of packs on this route, which again, packs is really strong. Any tutorial I've ever seen of OpenTTD or Transport Tycoon Deluxe or whatever, the recommendation is always start with passengers and mail. Because, oh, found the Thanks John. Hey, first Thanks John. Da, 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 da. Oh, that's sweet. The payoff for passenger and mail is very strong. You also have cities, and there's a lot of cities. And you can transport passengers, what, 4 ways? Bus, train, boat, air? Like, I mean, there's a lot of versatility in PAX. So just playing PAX is smart. What Guild Games did, though, was also emphasize a lot on forests. So a lot of paper and hopefully a lot of goods. Trying to see where we can find a... What color is it? Gray? Yeah, let's find a gray. So let's check on this guy. It looks like you are bringing in all the paper. Yep, here's a train ready to go. If I could click it. Sweet gibbers. Okay, Virginia Woods. Awesome. So let's try to find... Is there anyone dealing with paper from here? No. That might mean it's dealing it from here. Huh. Virginia Docks to Angela Docks to Virginia East. And then it's going on a different... Oh, it's using the same infrastructure. That's an interesting way to handle that. Huh, I wonder why they didn't just truck it or something. Interesting as hell. I love it. I love it. What are you doing? Avifa? 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 I don't know. So where's this on the map? So that's a fair distance. Yeah, from there to here. That's not bad at all. So wood is getting all filtered into there. Do we see another one, or is that the only one? That looks like the only one. And then, of course, a strong representation in PAX, right? There's a lot of these land, I was going to say towns, but they're cities. There's a lot of these cities that really expanded pretty quick. So that's no surprise to see 2, 3, even 4 airports add a thing. Let's go through their list real quick here. Shared orders aircraft, there you are. These are all just going from place to place, but you're making a good amount of millions. So the understanding is this shares at least one airport with something else. Yeah. These look like the same orders, which is weird. Oh, not number of vehicles. Yeah, shared orders. Yeah, that's right. What did they choose for their aircraft of choice? The Darwin 300? Yeah. I wavered in between the Darwin 300 and the Yetugan, actually. I wasn't too sure what to take. Sort by number of vehicles. This very much looks like food. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Let's take a look at a food route real quick. We're going to move on to the next poison. Juan East. Oh, that's what that one did. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get through this kind of quickly. Want to make sure we at least touch on every player, but an hour 20 minutes is just too dang long for me to do a review. So, there's that bogus. I know I'm going maybe a little too fast. But Team Guild Games, Galab. Wonder what that's an acronym for. I'll have to ask. What that's about. Anyway, Team Guild Games. I have Bogus at 418. 609,790. That's what I have them at. So you can see here, a little bit of rail, water, road, a ton of rail, and many station tiles. Let's take a quick gander what they're about. Oh, found the thanks, John. Boop. Ba-doo, boop. Everyone does such a sweet job with it. It's so cool. Okay, a bunch of rail. No major networks that span the whole map. But what have we got going on here? Wood. The airport is for what? For paper. Really? Or for goods? How many goods can you handle? 175 crates is actually not bad. Where are you going? Oh boy, it's this again. Okay, go to airport. Full load. Go to another airport. Are you empty or are you full? Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Okay, so airport hangar, Daria Airport. So this is where you're selling it out. Let's take a gander at that route length because I don't think I got a good grasp on that route length. So Daria and Kyle. Ooh, that's a good half the map, if not more. Dang, son. I never thought to do goods. Transporting hard product and not people works a lot better in other video games. One of the things I have in mind is Industry Giant 2 specifically. It actually does a really good job with using aircraft as carriers effectively. What you always want to think about is carrying stuff that has a very high density. So you don't want to transport like raw ores or oil or wood. But if you could pass furniture and electronics and cars, you want to put that on an airplane. But no, this, I didn't realize it could hold 175. I thought it was going to hold like 12 and that was it. Not 1200, just 12. Okay. We got some mine action going on here. This is bringing what? Gold? Yeah, bags of gold. Yep, cool. That's bringing it to here, because that looks like a valuables car to me, are bags of gold. Yep. That's leaving. Where are you going to? Not John Airport. Oh, transfer and leave empty. Oh. You must be going this way then, yeah? You got full stuff? Yeah, you do. To Alexis Bank. Okay. That's interesting. I don't think we've seen a long haul gold line yet, so that's cool. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Oh. Cats are running around like it's the end of the world. Man, how do cats survive? Like, it's super duper windy outside. I don't know how they do it. What's the deal with this guy? Oh, the plot thickens. Okay, food to there, and then finished product heads over here to Lawrence. Nice, that's smart. Then he chill out. Holy crap. Susan Airport, yeah. PAX definitely goes crazy. I thought because this was a winter biomed map, or whatever you want to call it, taiga, I thought it was going to be much harder for city development. But no, it went gangbusters so hard. It was crazy. And then, yep, this is bringing all the goods here. That's the airport. Yeah, real smart. Smart. Okay. Anything else on Bogus? I don't think so. This looks like a bit of PAX, but this also looks like coal mines and power plants. Yeah, coal mines and power plants. That's just dropping that off. What's Marie Heights? Oh, is this also bringing coal? Nope, oil. I don't see a refinery anywhere. Maybe it's sold out? Heights and docks. Oh, it's getting oil. Oh, it's getting oil. Interesting. Man, it's always so cool to see how players play their maps. Okay, let's go ahead and look at their shared, and let's scoot on to the rest of Team Guild Games. So what do you got going on here, huh? Paper, maybe? Oh, coal. Yeah, a lot of coal running. I'm always hesitant to run coal, considering, like I said, it means your train is half full. Because you're not, well, half busy, I guess, half utilized. And you're also not bringing anything to anywhere else. So, that's kind of the deal. But, the way the guild game, the way Bo Gus has had this going on, with the whole go here, depending on fullness, go somewhere else, that's really smart. I honestly can't tell your profit margin. About $1 million a plane, which is perfect. And again, once you can get past the 600,000 maintenance fee for each station, so that's 2, you're golden. So everything else is just pure profit, right? Easy stuff. I think we got everything here. Oh, I haven't checked anyone's global storybook. Oh, butts. Okay, we'll go through at the end. We'll do everybody. Okay, we'll go through the end. We'll do everybody. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah. Next is going to be Cinder Elm Creek for Team Guild Games. Elm Creek & Co. Elm Creek and Company. I have documented 43,690,150. That's what I got for the total. You can see everything here. No aircraft, quite a bit of rail, quite a bit of road. We'll take a look, and some boat. And a wee bit of boat. We'll figure out what's up with that. Okay. Quick pan around the map, see what we can see. Some real oh, there it is. That must have been a pain in the ass to do. That must have been terrible. I'm so sorry. Alright, coal, power, straightforward there. What is going on here? Okay, a bunch of gold, maybe? You got a little bit of everything going on here. Bags of gold. What do you got? Tons of paper. Okay. And that gets all dropped off at Kyle. Oh, that's neat. It's a very cute, sophisticated little route there. I like that. Very cool. Alright, Susan Woods. Looks like passenger cars. Susan Docks. Dillon Valley. Dillon. Yep. We got a lot going on here. Getting some real passenger work done, for sure. What else we got going on here? Crates of goods from Dillon Docks. And I'm, again, sorry if you hear a bunch of thumping behind me. It's literally just Zenny going crazy. We got a bunch of wind going through the system, so the trees be swaying, and he's like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. So that's what's going on with that. Let's take a look at this route here. I'm a little curious as to what this is all about. This looks like wood. It is absolutely wood. Yeah. Okay, wood's from Gregory Heights. So it looks like full end there. You got another really neatly nested system here. What are you guys grabbing? Coal. Okay. Coal. Oh, is this also feeding a coal line? Oh, how do they do that so it doesn't get all jammed up? I wonder how they manage that, because that's really interesting. We'll load any cargo. Go nonstop to Gregory Woods. Is here. Dillon Heights. Nonstop to Timothy Train Station 2. What was that? Interesting. I wonder how that works, because what's going to happen is if they have 4 or even 3, if they have, well, I guess if they have 4 of the wood trains, there's a chance this could get jammed up. And without any more extra orders, that's interesting. I wonder how that works. I mean, kudos, awesome. These are the same station? Yeah, same station. Huh, I'll have to ask them about that. That's interesting. Because, yeah, what could inevitably happen, unless they might only have 3 trains. If you only have 3 trains, it's never a problem. No, that's a wood train? Ah. What? Unorthodox, maybe. Because what can happen is if the coal train is away... Yep, this is... Oh, so this is another coal train. Yeah, it's another coal train. But if you have... So this is one of the dangerous things. If you don't use checkpoints or something, what can happen is all the trains get loaded in of a certain type, and then the other type is like, well, I was going to bring you livestock, but whatever. Or I was going to ask for livestock, or I was going to ask for something. But this works. Maybe they got timetables or something crazy? Man, I have no idea. Oh, and there's the end. Okay. Yeah, normally there's scripts that disable, that pause the game, just freeze it. You can't mess around too much after the fact. But because there was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks left or whatever, I was able to kick it around. That's interesting. I'll have to talk to them and see how they manage that from locking up. Because my stuff locks up freaking constantly and it drives me bananas. Bananas! Bananas. Some gold mine action going on. That gets brought in. Coal to power. Very sophisticated builds. Very sophisticated builds. I like it. They utilized as much as... Yeah. Yeah. Smart. Smart. Okay. Let's take a look at the tally. Hello. Yep. Coal, wood, coal. That makes perfect sense, yeah? Yeah, works really well. And of course, profit this year is going to be 0 because we just ticked over to the new year. That's why the numbers are going to be a little different. So last year was literally the year 1999. If you're going to look at any numbers, take a gander at that. I don't believe we said there was any aircraft. No aircraft. Okay, let's take at the boatcraft. Boatcraft, yeah. And shared order, sort by, yeah. Passenger was the way to go with this one for sure. Looks like some oil work going on. Boop. No, I want to go there. Oh, that was easy. Oh, food actually. Yeah, food. That must be just the regular cargo ship. So that's bringing in food to here. And then food is being pushed somewhere else. Oh, food. Actually, the livestock and stuff is coming there and being pushed there. That's how that works. Okay, and then food is being put here. Got it. Got it. Okay. Good deal. And again, we'll go through everyone's... Actually, for drama effect, let me do the first 6 again. So, we'll start again with Cyberpsycho. Sorry, my order's all messed up here. But here is their storybook. I'll just pop it open so you can see the whole thing. There you are. So that's their value, their vehicle count, the population of the entire map, the cargo they've pushed, the yearly income, and then again their company value. I guess I went from right to left on that one. But there's Cyberpsycho. And there's that. So we'll go just right down the line. And again, I'm doing this for dramatic effect. We do have a 7th player. Nope. I'm going to hit all the wrong buttons. Sweet gibbers. Here's JohnMegacycle's storybook. You can see the total. And again, the last value has not been posted because I haven't played through the end of the year. But that's kind of how that works. You can see vehicles, population, cargo, income value. The whole thing. Yep, good stuff. Scarfester again is next. And Cybercycle Limited. Take a look at their run right there. Not too bad, not too shabby. Everyone did very neatly. I like it. Everyone did very well, and they brought all their different methods to the table. Again, if you go back and you take a look at like 3 tournaments ago, 10 tournaments ago, 20 tournaments ago, whatever, however many of these we've been doing, you can see how everyone has not only grown as a player, but you can see all their signature stuff. Like I've been saying, like you can take a look, you can see, oh yeah, that's Gil. That's Gil up and down. Here is their company annual info. Give it a second for you to take a gander. And good stuff there. Next is Bogus. And Team Gil Games was their company name. Burp. There you go. So you can. What's also interesting is seeing how players perform, though being around the same vehicle count, right? So if more folks would record their videos, which I've always asked for folks to just record their videos and post it on YouTube, that we could build a playlist, and then you can see verbatim how I perform versus Gil Games perform versus how Cyberpsycho performed before, how Scarfester perform, and all that. You could really see how things go down. It's really cool, and we do have some tournaments where we have folks who have done that. It's super cool to see. And of course, Cinder Elm Creek. I keep clicking the wrong buttons because I'm very good at video games. This is Cinder Elm Creek. You can see their run out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do have some tournaments where we've had like 4 or 5 people record and post, and it's awesome because you can see, so you see like my video because they're posted first or whatever. So you see my video, and then you see 2 or 3 other players, same map, same everything, same money, same rules. You see how they perform, and then you see my summary video, and it's really cool to see like, oh, this was a thing, and this is how this worked, and this is all that. So last person is the dude, and you'll see why in a second why I say they are their own team. So I am the Walrus Cuckoo Cachoo. Here is their company and their details. I have them documented at 2,706,613 or 2,706,713,184. Oh my god. 194. So this is their run and why they were their own company. Now, again, the whole idea was to play this with company value in mind. And so they, if I had to guess, oh, sweet lord. You can see that from space. Holy crap. Awesome. What they did was, yep, packs. All packs. Passenger and mail. You can see all the little dark... Whoa. The hell happened here? Cheese with planes and packs mail only, 0 funding, buildings used. Awesome. Well, there you go. Yep, so that's it entirely. I don't know if there's a lot to analyze here, because a lot of it's aircraft. We'll go through their shared orders and all that. But yeah, it's a lot of planes, it's a lot of trains. There was no real reason to not do anything else. Yeah, it worked out really well for them. Is it wait until full load any cargo? Yeah. There you go. D1, D2. I wonder what the D's stand for. Huh, interesting. N1, oh, north, maybe? City? Not sure. But yeah, I don't know what there is really to take a real tight gander at here. Absolutely devastatingly good performance out of the dude. No surprise there. Again, that's why I said they're their own team. There's no reason for that not to happen. Let's go ahead and check their summary. Yep. Billions. I was gobsmacked when I came in and checked the score. And then was like, oh. Okay, they got 2 million. That's weird. And I'm like, oh, hold on. No, there's 3 more zeros in there. That's 2 billion with the buh. Absolutely crazy. Well done, the dude. They are the winner of this tournament. We can check out shared orders, I guess. I guess I don't see why not. Millions, and these are mail, right? These are mail, and the other ones are passengers. Yep, bags of mail. Yep. So this is passenger and mail, right there. What is this? What's going on here? What's this about? What is that? Food. Okay. Food on a monorail. Food on a monorail. Ah. I wonder why just the one car, but anyway. Yeah, food comes here, food goes here. I can't play it because this is the only server that actually ran it all the way to 2000. Yeah, the other ones... So what happens is a player plays the full game and then quits, but unless they sit for another 10 minutes, the server doesn't save. Again, it's based on time IRL, not time in the game, which is whatever. What is this? Is this a tunnel all the way? It sure is. Wow. When Susan says grow, it's not on the question other than where. It's gonna happen. So I don't think there's anything else really to share here. That kind of wraps up this tournament. Yeah. So this was the 2025 Teams Tournament. If you want to join these OpenTTD tournaments, join the Discord. Accept the rules, which are very simple. Don't be a ding-dong. Real easy. And then say, I want to join in. Every player gets their own server. They're given about 3 weeks to do their run. Great thing is the server saves even when you're not around. So if you play for 30 minutes and then leave, hey, it's fine, it saves, no problem. And yeah, that's kind of the brunt of it, really. You get the 3 weeks to play, and then we do this summary video, which we're doing here. I go through, I check everyone's score, and that's it. Yeah, so that's kind of the brunt of it. Let's go ahead and talk out the titles. For ranks by player, well, let's do ranks by team first, I guess. So Team The Dude, 2,706,000,000, yeah. Team Guill Games, 857,716,854. Team Cyberpsycho, 535,974,678. That's teams. Team The Dude wins. It was the team score, right? For the player rank, I'm not going to go through that because we already did it over there. I just thought about that. So, Team The Dude is the winner for the 2025 Teams Tournament. Thank you all for joining. My name's JohnMegacycle, and I hope to see you for the next tournament.